Right, so here is the engine in its current state. It has been rebuilt. Had a nightmare trying to get the clutch in properly because, well, I'm impatient and can't read the manual and enough time to discover that there's actually notches you have to line up in order to get the clutch back together properly and all that stuff. But anyway, and then I fit the pressure plate back in backwards, don't I? So then I have to undo that and put it in the proper way, and then the clutch cover goes back on properly. So my next test to see if this engine is going to work is to see if it will crank over using the starter motor. So I've reinstalled the starter. There is some moly grease in the crank bearings. I'm not going to crank it over for long. I just want to see if the engine will turn using the starter motor, because my concern was when I try and crank it over using the from here, it's really tight, and maybe that's normal, maybe it isn't, but I want to know if the starter motor can do it, if it can crank it over. So no cylinder head, pistons, I'll just manage to get up and down. I'm going to have to hold the cam chain in place so it doesn't get caught whilst the engine's cranking over. But let's just see what happens. I've charged the battery now, and the battery says it's charged. I want to know if the battery's going to have enough power to crank this engine over. So before I go and service the cylinder head, otherwise I'm going to have to tear down this again and maybe put looser main bearings on there. So yeah, let's try it. So battery, hopefully fully charged. There's going to be sparks, lots of them, I imagine. A lot of bloody sparks. Alright, so positive terminal line up to positive. Let's just wedge that in there. And let's see if the engine turns over. Come on, now you can do it. There we go, wedge it in. Nice. Right. Keep hold of the cam chain, don't want that thing getting caught. Right, and let's just touch the negative terminals together and see if the engine cranks over. Oh, there you go. Right, it does turn. Have I killed the battery already? Maybe I have. Let's try and crank it over some more. So that starter motor is having issues turning the cranker over. Maybe it's the starter motor. Seems to be okay. Let's stick it on charge again. Maybe. Look at that. I mean, probably eating away at the battery there, haven't I? Maybe it's, yeah. And this thing's really hot. It's probably not the best conductor to use. But well, it cranked it over. You know, that's something. And maybe it'll be all right. Let's just stick it on charge somewhere. You say this battery could be completely shot, and maybe it could do with another one. Let's see what happens. Yeah, completely drained. Charger's saying it's empty. I wonder what happens if I hook this up to a proper car battery and really crank it some really hard. But if I get a wrench on there, so it's cranking this way, right? So yeah, just be careful when I get a cam chain caught, because that's easily done. See, it's really bloody tight. It does turn, but yeah, it does turn, but it's just bloody tight. Well, let's yeah, I think the battery's knackered. Maybe I've exhausted all of its cranking power. Yeah, high power battery, jump start it some more. You think, and with the cylinder head on there and the extra tension of the cams, is it going to have enough power to start the bloody thing? Yeah, well, maybe we'll keep going and see what happens.